Hi everyone, I'm a career counselor in the Career Transfer Center, and in just 15 short minutes, you'll learn how to score a virtual internship. But why should I care? Now, some of you might not just want to get any job or internship, but are wondering, how do I get valuable and personally meaningful experience as a student, prepare for my future career, or even pad up my college application so I stand out? These tips that I'm about to share with you not only will enhance your skills, but hopefully help you explore the things that you're passionate about, or even better yet, grow and evolve as a well-rounded person. Okay, so now we've got 14 minutes left. Let's get out of here. Hold up, before we get into it, let's address something first. So how do I plan while there's so much uncertainty? While we know we're dealing with uncertainty and that's part of life, moments like this current situation can bring up tons of anxiety or worry about the present and especially the future. My tip for you is consider focusing on the activities that will help you feel prepared for the next steps. Think about what you are in control of. So while this topic is important, it's just one of the many that can help you kickstart your college and career journey. Please don't let opportunities for growth and development pass you by. Remember, you're investing in yourself, especially when you take on something like a virtual internship. On a good note, thousands of traditional summer internships have been canceled due to the coronavirus pandemic, making way for a new digital offering, the virtual internship. But what does that look like? Imagine being stuck to a specific geographic location. Well, now the opportunities are open since you could explore anything outside of your local area, out of state, or even out of the country. Let me show you two quick examples. The domain name is myinternshipcancelled.com, exists as a telltale sign of the times. This site functions as a database logging crowdsourced information and official notices regarding the current status of internships across industries. What's cool about this site is you can view their status by company, whether they're hiring, canceled, frozen, or remote. Or you can click here on the map. Another site, candor.co, has regularly updated lists of companies that have hiring freezes and layoffs. You could see it updating live right here. It's listed alphabetically and by city if you want to sort. I really like this section here, which is the industries with the most hiring freezes and layoff. This brings us to, what is a virtual internship exactly? So, remote internship, virtual internship, online internship, teleworking, telecommuting, it all means the same thing. You'll be completing your internship without a commute and directly from your own laptop. At the center of this sudden, impromptu digital twist on the standard in-house internship are questions surrounding the legitimacy, logistics, and utility of a virtual internship. I think this quote here says it all. Remote internships mean that you can work with companies across the country or globe to support a myriad of projects ranging from basic social media support to full business projects, website designs, market reports, financial assessments, usability testing code, and much, much more. When completing a remote internship, many of the same aspects of a traditional in-person internship still exist, including meeting with your supervisor or teammates, completing a mix of individual and group projects, and learning about the overall company culture and the industry you work in. Let me show you a quick example so you know what I'm talking about. So this is virtualinternships.com. I love how the site shows you how you can explore opportunities with around 200 companies that provide meaningful tasks to help students build skills and further their future career development. But bottom line, yes, hiring is happening. And a more common response regarding internships is that employers are moving their programs to the virtual space for not only summer but beyond. In terms of the future, if the summer virtual space goes well, that leaves room for future opportunities that will be much more streamlined. So now I've got 10 more minutes with you, so I want to share 5 big tips and at least 20 more resources to help you find remote work opportunities, whether that's an internship or volunteer work. There's got to be at least a few that sound good. Ready? Okay, so even though unemployment has reached record highs due to business closures and social distancing recommendations, that will probably continue long into 2020, you can still snag an internship if you know how to adapt and are willing to be creative. Okay, first tip. Might sound obvious, but search for opportunities. Scan the job sites daily. So continue your search. Employers are shifting internships to be remote. Recent graduates are still landing full-time positions right after graduation. There are endless amount of well-known job development and search sites such as LinkedIn, Indeed, Vault, WayUp, internships.com, and ZipRecruiter. However, I want you to check out the many that you may have never heard of before. Come along with me and I'll introduce you to a few of my absolute favorites. Okay, first up, Handshake, one of the largest platforms connecting students and more than 500,000 employers. Handshake reached out to its employers to find 500 companies hiring students on the platform right now. They update this list on their platform every week. I really like how you could see career paths and guides for business internships, engineering internships, or all kinds of other industries. Next up is another really simple site, but very effective, coveintern.com. You can see here that this site was created to help students get connected with not only remote internships at top startups and companies. You can find an internship here by clicking into the search bar, or you could see any featured internships or the different categories that you want to search for. And you could see things from finance to government to technology jobs to nonprofit, operations, cybersecurity, content, the list goes on. A third great resource for internships that are completely virtual is internfromhome.com. I really like the For Students tab, which leads us to my favorite part, why use Intern from Home, and a bunch of the resources here for doing any kind of virtual internship. Another site that's also pretty similar to the ones I just showed you is remotestudents.co. You can join the community of thousands of college students to get access to unique remote work opportunities, resources, and advice from experts in your roles of interest. Okay, so this next one is a little unique. This one is called Inside Sherpa. This is a virtual work experience program, and they create simulated projects from real companies for students to see what it's like to work as a junior level employee and learn different practices and skills. So the point of Inside Sherpa is that top companies can invest and teach students the skills that they want to hire for before they actually hire you. All right, listen up. Here's a good one. Simba. This is another resource to help you identify remote internship opportunities through a variety of organizations nationwide. I especially like the blog section for its articles. Simba also says they're proud to be a diverse all-female startup team. Now, aside from internships, are any of you out there good at something? I know you are. Maybe you speak another language, play music or sing for fun, illustrate in a sketchbook? Well, there are resources out there that actually pay you to teach others. This is also great for anyone considering going into education one day. As you know from the pandemic, educators are valued and here to stay. This site is called Take Lessons. You could actually get paid to provide online lessons in subjects such as foreign language, musical instruments, singing, or drawing. Along those same lines, this website is called outschool.com. Here, OutSchool allows people to fill the increased demand for online learning by becoming a virtual teacher. Want something flexible to also pad up your resume as well as engage with others? You can be an online tutor in various subjects. This site that I'm looking at now is called tutorme.com. It's a way to make extra money, have a flexible schedule, and it's super convenient. Tip number 2, volunteering. This helps your college application. It also helps your resume. Good experience does not always have to be paid. It just needs to be meaningful and relevant and help you build important connections. People build jobs just simply out of using social media sometimes. For those of you getting ready for transfer, while your personal statement shows who you are, your activities list shows what you've done. So for example, the UC application will ask you to split your activities into a bunch of different sections like awards and honors, educational prep programs, extracurricular activities, coursework you've taken outside of your required major prep, volunteer community service, as well as work experience. This is where virtual volunteer experiences come in. And here I'm going to show you a few good resources you've got to check out. I want to tell you about 2 sites that I think are really great. The first one that I really like is called Teens Give. You can see here first off that there's definitely virtual volunteering opportunities, and you're providing tutoring and services to other students. Another site that I also really love is Upchieve. Here you can help low-income students on your own schedule by being a coach. What I really like about both of these sites is that they're both safe and remote ways to help students in need, especially those struggling with online learning, and it helps them also keep up with their coursework. So any global studies or political science majors out there, or just have an interest in humanitarianism, disaster aid, and or global issues, then you have to know that the United Nations asks you to volunteer. They provide a large variety of remote opportunities to give back to the local community and allow students interested in global relations to explore international service work. So here, I'm at the Smithsonian Museum's Digital Volunteers page. So this is great for students interested in transcribing historic documents or contributing to the Smithsonian's Wiki project. This is a good opportunity to explore archival and academic-based work in a museum sphere. This is great for anyone, but especially for you history, library science, or art history majors out there. So where are my English and communication majors out there? Maybe majoring in a foreign language? This site that I'm on is called Translators Without Borders. This is especially great in terms of volunteer work for students who speak, read, and write more than one foreign language fluently. Students can volunteer as translators through the organization and practice different languages through an extracurricular channel. And just note, language skills have a great deal of value in an increasingly globalized world. And finally, a really solid volunteer program is Volunteer Match. You could here sign up for virtual opportunities, and there's also resources with COVID-19. I really like how it matches volunteers with nonprofits. So think shorter. That's my third tip. Micro-internships are short-term paid professional assignments that you can actually undertake remotely, similar to those completed by new hires or summer interns. They can take place year-round, typically ranging from anywhere between 5 to 40 hours work a week, and are due between 1 week and 1 month after kickoff. Micro-internships are also used across departments by companies ranging from the Fortune 100 to emerging startups, allowing college students and recent grads to demonstrate their skills, explore career paths, and build their networks as they seek the right full-time role. The pioneer of the micro-internship is actually Parker Dewey, so let me give you a tour of their site. So here we are, Parker Dewey. So this site shows you how to engage in paid projects and remote micro-internships from a variety of disciplines. It explains how you could find assignments for marketing, like copywriting and working in social media, sales projects like lead generation, operations tasks like building reports, and much, much more. Now I have to give a little bit more of a plug for this just because I know a lot of people haven't heard of micro-internships. So when you're launching your career and getting ready to apply for colleges, micro-internships provide a tremendous opportunity. Why? Not only can you explore different career paths and work on interesting assignments, you can also demonstrate your abilities and potential to work with employers while building your professional resume, portfolio, and network. Your academic experience will improve as you apply what's taught in the classroom to the real world. So number 4, taking a break, no summer classes, no internships, get micro-learning. You can build professional skills and develop yourself as a well-rounded person, and actually learn for fun. Let me show you a few examples. So first up is Udemy. So for a small cost, you can explore over 100,000 online courses all on your own schedule. Is that there's some really cool skill-based courses such as the Complete Digital Marketing course or Adobe Photoshop, your complete beginner to advanced classes. This is a really good time to develop professional skills rather than academic ones, and such classes will prepare you for the future world of work. Here's another way you can micro-learn. So here I'm at something called Masterclass. And what I love about Masterclass is that it provides students the opportunity to learn from professionals at the top of their game. Learning from individuals who've made a name for themselves in their field can give an insider perspective into what it takes to succeed in those fields, such as fashion, photography, sports, writing. Okay, now pay attention to this one. This is AT&T's Summer Learning Academy, which is a free, self-paced online learning certificate program. The unpaid externship is designed to support more than 100,000 students on the AT&T University platform. So the main takeaway from this tip is use this time to create your own projects or independent work. Whether that's design an app, write code, create a marketing campaign, solve a business problem, write a research statement, start a blog. To begin, imagine this is a school project. Think about a current issue or problem, give yourself a task, and come up with your own solution. You could add any of these experience to your resume, LinkedIn profile, cover letter, or during an interview to show employers that you're ready for the opportunity to take the next steps in building your future career. Finally, big tip number 5, be creative. Be a go-getter and look where the jobs are. There's a tremendous amount of empathy for what students are going through, and there never was a better time to contact friends, family, people that you know through other connections, just because I think people are really open right now to spending time virtually explaining their career path. Contact your professors, contact counselors. They also may be able to connect you with helpful industry contacts or other former students they know. On another note, and remember, when I say be creative, don't be afraid to even create your own internship. I've seen students create their own micro internship or create their own volunteer opportunity by reaching out to different people, making connections. I know that might sound really daunting, so here are 2 resources that I think could help. I'm on theconversation.com, and I found that this article, How to Score an Internship During the COVID-19 Pandemic, was really insightful, especially this first section here called Create Your Own Virtual Internships. I put the link in the description box for this article, and if you want, you can click on all of these links here to take you and get ideas about creating your own virtual internship. And finally, the site I'm on now is the New York Times. I think this particular article, It's Not Too Late to Get a Virtual Internship, is particularly insightful because it talks about ideas of how students were able to create their own internship. I think the main takeaway, at least some of the tips from this article, is just really make it easy for the employer to say yes. You might say like, I know that you don't have hiring going on right now, or I don't expect you to pay me, but you can actually reach out to the employer, let them know your worth, your value, how you want to contribute, and what you would get out from them. And this could be a really good way of impressing a potential employer and creating a new opportunity when there was not one existing. And it could simply be by posing it as, if you have any projects that you want me to take off your plate, I am more than happy to work on it, absolutely on a volunteer basis. And you can give strict guidelines as to the due dates, the quality of your work, and when you would get that submitted back to the employer. A lot of times it's hard for them to say no to that. All right, next step, gather your resources. So I know that I just blew through a ton of different resources and links and articles right now, but just know that all of the links and resources are in the YouTube description box below and will be posted on the Career Transfer Center website if you want to access that at any time. Whew, I think that is plenty of information today, but just remember, career counselors are always here to help you. Definitely give us a follow on social media for more tips and information. And remember, don't stress. It's okay to take your time. Going from face-to-face classes and meetings to online everything can be a big adjustment for you, your classmates, and your instructors. Take it all in and think about your opportunities. In counseling, we understand a supportive environment is key in helping everyone transition to the new way of collaborating. Try to stay positive and keep on hunting. Go Owls. Thanks for tuning in.